Sup my dudes, Valk here. Today we're going to be going over anime Vanguards. I'm going to be making a tier list for you guys so you guys have a lot of options, a lot of things to look at. And I'm also going to be moving stuff around because in my older tier list I was not considering infinites because there was no infinite leaderboard at the time. There was a leaderboard, but it really didn't matter. Now there is. There's also tournament mode, so we're going to be looking at that. I'm probably going to want to add... Yeah, we're going to split DPS up. We're going to go tournament DPS, and then we're going to add infinite DPS, because different units are good at different things. So we're going to add a row above, and then we're going to add infinite DPS. Okay, cool. Like I said, different units are good at different things, and we'll be looking at units and considering them in that capacity. Here you can see I put non-evo / not in the game here because they have a Sekuno right here, who's definitely not in the game. These are all non-evoed versions. And here I have low rarity units that, while they are passable and you can use them, like I know Itachi's good, I know Nobara is good for bleed, there's better options. So we're just going to put them here, and these are units that you're really not going to look at. Actually, we do want to keep Sakura. Yeah, we do need Sakura just for the cleanse. For snare, it does come up. So first things first, best in the game, I feel like it's no contest. Gojo, he just hits like an absolute truck. There are downsides to Gojo. He doesn't have multi-hit, so he struggles to deal with shields, but it's not really a big deal because Toji, as you'll see whenever we keep it pushing, Toji's absolutely insane. So we're going to be going into looking at things, but I do think Gojo is absolutely the best unit in the game right now. I feel like it's not a contest, and we'll be going from there looking at stuff. So first off, let's go ahead with Chyen. She is really good in both infinite and tournament, but I think her 5 placement lets her really shine in tournament because she's able to be your main focus point in damage, allowing you to really spread your resources out across other units, and the fact she's one of the best damage dealers without Monarch. With tournament being added, Monarch's value has skyrocketed because now short-term stages really want Monarch units, and her being 5 placement makes it so she can be a monstrous damage dealer without needing Monarch. So it frees up a lot of slots on your team, so you can use her, and the fact that she's basically full AoE at max upgrade makes it where she's really good to have. I think she's a fantastic unit for tournament mode. Igris and Jin Wu right now are probably like the best combo tournament wise because he gets the plus 150% damage or the plus 100% damage, I forget. But he is element up right now in tournament, and he's just really good for that. Alucard is an absolute monster in terms of infinite whenever he gets his DPS going in infinite. I do believe the new units do more damage than Alucard, but Alucard is really powerful in infinites, and I think that's one of the things he's going to shine at. We're going to put Obito. I really don't know with Obito. He is not super expensive, and he does end on a good cone, but there's no real reason to want to use him in an infinite right now, even considering Rengoku. I think they are infinite or tournament, so he's just a solid DPS option. I feel like he's just not really too needed. Here we're going to put support as Pain. We're going to put, I'm going to be real, I think Haruka Rin with the buffs, while they're very good, you're better off just bringing entirely better units, or entirely more, or whole more units inside of tournament rather than bringing Haruka Rin, because Toji is very important in tournament, and the fact that Toji is so important and cannot be buffed makes it so you really don't want to bring Haruka Rin. You're better off bringing knockbacks and supports. So next up, Killua. Killua goes to the top of support. Croc goes second, in my opinion. I think this is like a very viable lineup. In my tournaments, I'll eventually make a tournament video of the strat I'm using. I'm still trying to figure out early game because I can't really kill them fast enough to get over 320 million. But once I figure out a solid strategy, because I already got a pretty good strategy down, I just need to optimize it a good bit more. I feel like I'll be able to give you guys really good advice, but from my playing and my experimenting, I'd say either Croc as number 1 or Killua as number 1 in terms of support. Both of these are invaluable in their contributions towards tournament runs. Both of these units are just really damn good. I think they're both very solid. Tournament DPS or infinite, both are very good options for Igris, or not Igris, Jin Wu. I feel like you could do either or, but either way, he's just right behind them. Because like I said, the game mode's changed, so now everything's changed. If you have him on Monarch, if you have Monarch on the Monarch, he's obviously very good. So we'll just put him in infinite because I do believe that's where he shines better because he's able to fully utilize that passive. But like I said, tournaments being 30 waves with increased income allow you to really get him up and running really fast. Six Tails Naruto, just doesn't matter where you put him, just put him at the last. Vegeta, absolutely insane for a tournament for early waves. The only issue is he has to deal with the shields. And while he can rip apart the shields, and he is very cheap to place, there are better options in dealing with the shields. And he is good. Don't get me wrong, he's very, very good. But I feel like he just gets outshined by these two in conjunction with each other right now. He could, I think Chyen even would outvalue Vegeta as well, in my opinion. In terms of Infinite, I don't think Vegeta belongs in Infinite at all. He's mostly just an early game unit. Sasuke with support, dead last. He's too expensive for what he does. Not very good. Akaza right behind Vegeta. Strong early game unit once again, but the shields really, really do hinder them. If you don't have a way to take care of the shields, Killua is a really good option taking care of the shields. Then Akaza could end up being a mute point. Rengoku right here with Obito. We could actually just move these down just to even it out, because like I said, they're kind of even. There's no real reason to be running a fire team just yet. And speaking of that, we'll put Jogo right there behind Rengoku, because Jogo, while very, 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 very good, in fact, we could probably do this, honestly. It's close. Jogo's very good, but he's very reliant on having his domain active, so whenever he attacks a burning enemy while his domain's active, he's going to be able to constantly hit all enemies inside his range. So that makes him pretty reliant on that. And also Rengoku buffing these two makes it so you have some pretty good synergy right there. So next up, Tengen. Tengen is, I would put Tengen right after Chyen, because, well, then that means he's over Vegeta. That's hard. He's right here on par with Vegeta. I know it's weird because I put him at the very top last time, but that's because the only content I had to judge him on was 15 waves, and I think in 15 wave content, he's pretty good, or even 20 wave content, I think he's a lot better than these because they get really expensive. But in tournament DPS options, where you have 30 waves to really ramp up, I think that Igris and Jin Wu is a better combo. And I think Tengen actually falls off because, as I explained in my other video, why I thought Tengen was the best unit in the game, in short form content, if you don't have time to ramp up these units, then Tengen does out DPS them. But with the addition of new units, as you'll see whenever we get into them in a second, you'll see it just in terms of raw damage. Just these units, the new units are just crazy. So Inumaki, right here, he's literally the exact same unit as Pain. Inumaki is pretty much the same thing, so yeah, you just put interchangeable. They're like the exact same unit. Next up is Itadori. Itadori, while decent, is waiting on an Evo. Right now, whenever you try to Evo him, it says the vessel's not ready. There's a good guess as to what his Evo will be right here, but until then, let's just put him over Naruto just to keep the myth alive of how bad Naruto is. But no, Itadori doesn't have an Evo yet, so he's just going to be at the very last. Toto, right here. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this because he is a support unit. His main thing is moving your units around, and while it is cool, it is functionally useless. It doesn't really do a whole lot for you. It doesn't really do a whole lot for anybody. It doesn't really do a whole lot for your team. I think Toto it's cool. It really is. If you get a bleeder, you can move them back and have your main damage take care of the bleeder, and then have Toto moving back forward. But is it worth an entire team slot to do that, whereas you could just run a better unit and not have any bleeders at all? Is it worth it? Not really to me. So next up, we're going to put Sakura here. We're going to put her right after Haaka Rin, because you only need her for the one stage for Snare, and now there's an entire element immune to Snare, so you just bring that element and just crush it anyways, so it doesn't really matter. So I think her value actually has gone down a lot. Actually, I'll put her right here since there's an entire element that just doo-doos on Snare as a mechanic. Next up is Toji. Now this one's going to confuse a lot of people. You can either put him as like, he's not like the best tournament DPS, but he's like right here, or as like one of the best supports in the game. So one of the two. Here's how it works. If you have Monarch on Toji, he is the absolute best tournament unit in the game. By far, if you have Monarch on Toji. If you do not have Monarch on Toji, he is the best support in the game for tournaments, simply because you put him to full AoE, he wipes out the shield, and then your main damage options just do straight damage and don't have to worry about the shields. That's insanely good. Now you can subvert him by using Killua, because Killua attacks so fast and attacks 3 times per hit that Killua can rip the shields off. So this is really, really like interchangeable right here, but I think the ability to just straight up remove the ability to remove the shields period is so valuable, especially in stuff like Paragon and stuff like that. If you want to choose Paragon leaderboards, that's insanely good. Next up is Choso. Basically, Choso, if you have with Alucard, is crazy damage. So because I have Alucard and infinite DPS, because I think that's where he really shines, because he can get his 3 activations of his active off. Alucard plus Choso just equals crazy damage. Last up is Julius. In terms of support, I would put him over Sasuke and over Toto, but not over Haaka or Van. He is very expensive to get to his actual good upgrade. Before then, he's kind of buns because he is single hit. He does have very small AoEs. Whenever he gets to his one attack that's a continuous attack, he's an absolute monster at that point, but he's very expensive to get to that point. So I would put him around here support-wise, but he does have insane damage capabilities. So I would put him either up here. I'd put him either here, just in terms of his raw damage output. I'd put him there for infinite DPS, and then probably for here in terms of tournament DPS. Because like I said, he has insane damage. I'm not even talking about Monarch, talking about just in general. He has crazy damage output because he has that passive that's just raw stat padding. He has a continuous effect, and multi-hits in this game always do more damage than what they say. So he is a crazy damage output. So I'd be looking at him more as a damage dealer than a support. But if you want to look at him as support, I don't think he's very good. I don't think he's a very good support because I don't think that the hard stuns in this game are like that crazy. So I'd be looking at him more as a tournament DPS, and I'd put him right there. Anyways, that's basically my tier list. This is kind of where I'm at with everything. Kind of what I'm standing by. Like I said, the burn units, the whole burn squad, I put in infinite because I don't really know where you would want to use them. Like, you could put them up there. Alucard being an infinite damage dealer, I will stand by that because he does need to get his active up. And doing that, if you don't have Monarch and you're trying to do that for all 3 of them when it's a global cooldown, yeah, good luck with that in any type of regular stage. But if you have Alucard with Monarch, odds are he goes pretty good into tournament DPS because he's such a cheap full AoE that he's going to be able to really rock tournament DPS, or he's going to be able to rock tournament mode. But other than that, this is kind of where I'm at with everything. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.